Well, we're out here in my little homemade sugar house, which is basically just a pop-up canopy and a few tarps for walls, but it works. And we're going to talk about this little guy. This is my last minute homemade maple syrup evaporator, and it's made out of an old charcoal grill that was probably going to get thrown in the scrapyard. A few hours with a grinding wheel, drill, few various odds and ends from around the homestead, and we were able to turn it into something that we could make maple syrup with. So keep tuned in and we'll go over the parts and pieces and let you know how easy it is to make maple syrup in your own backyard. So like I said, this evaporator is made out of an old grill. The main body is the regular grill body, and then there's a layer of 1-inch ceramic insulation that keeps the whole thing from overheating. And then I actually use the lid of the grill to create an inner liner. So it's a double metal sandwiched over the insulation. Inside, you've got the firebox area, which isn't particularly big. It's a little tight. It's not a huge door to get wood into, but you can still fit reasonable sized pieces in. And that's about as big. That's even a little bigger than we would normally feed, because you want to get high heat and not long burn times. So we've got the door that's just cut into the side wall of the grill. I rigged up a blower system just using copper tubing, and I used the tubing and drilled a few holes that you can see. And what those holes do is take air supplied through a piece of copper pipe from a hairdryer. It actually helps to get the fire going a lot hotter, which helps boil off the sap a lot faster. That's worked really well. That $4 hairdryer from the secondhand store ran for about 8 hours the other day with no problem, so I was pretty happy with that. In the back, just cut in a piece of stovepipe with a damper. It's pretty short, but it works okay. The frame of the grill was pretty sketchy, so I added some wood bracing to it. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it works. I did find that because there's not much of a lip to the firebox, we'd get a lot of coals falling out. So we added a catch bucket. And then those coals would also start catching the wood bracing on fire, so added a little bit of roof flashing to help prevent that. Aside from that, we've just got our pop-up canopy tarp for a sugar house. Good little spot to keep wood. And that's pretty much it. Real simple. The pan goes right on top. It's gasketed so it seals up nice. And we just add sap and boil and boil and boil until we're ready to finish off in the house. Pretty simple, easy to do in your own backyard, so definitely would recommend it. So with the pan on it, this is a 2x3 pan, just a cheap online one, nothing special. It is not technically baffled. I thought it was, but it's not. So it basically just works like a flat pan. You add sap to the warmer up top, the stovepipe and the fire, pre-warm it. You use that ball valve to slowly trickle sap into the pan as it's evaporating. Evaporate down as much as you can. When you're done, bring the pan down as low as you're comfortable with, slide it off the fire, and then drain off all the concentrate, and then finish it up inside. So it's a pretty straightforward system. Not a whole lot of investment, but pretty fun little springtime hobby when there's not a lot else going on.